Hey everyone. Alright, welcome to Opal Oracle. Anyone who is new, anyone returning, hi. Okay, I have, this is going to be Scorpio, your mid-month. I do have one announcement. I feel as if this is important not only to me, but also for you. So I'm just going to get it right out of the way. 1 second. So for those of you who have been here before, you've probably heard about Azumi eating rat poison. Well, when that happened, my computer that I need to upload these videos, publicly and privately speaking, is necessary for the process. I need that tool, right? It's Saturn. You need the tool. Well, a friend of mine let me borrow hers, but that was only for a short period of time, and I didn't realize that the period of time would be as short as I originally thought. Okay, I thought I had more time to be able to achieve something. Now, due to that, a difficult situation happened, and so through that difficulty, I realized there was a realization of that this is a blessing. Okay, it's also about asking for help. And of course, all of this relates to you, I'm sure. Now, what I'm offering is anyone who wishes. I did some research, and I can pretty much, I think I can get a computer for like $200, which is reasonable considering some are like thousands of dollars. I need the most basic thing, you know? I don't need that much. It's just this fundamental thing is necessary. So anyone who donates any amount of money, I'm going to send a postcard because I like art, and I think that that's a nice exchange of energy. Anyone who donates $50 or more, I will give them an hour reading for that donation, which will help this channel continue. I understand if you cannot, but if you can, I would be incredibly grateful. Okay, now for you, Scorpio. You are safe, you are loved, and you are protected, okay? Now, I see that, how do I want to put it? This Saturn in your first house, okay, Saturn does have something to do with this, but Jupiter in your sign. This expansion of self, right? This card just blew away in the wind, okay? Your inner child represents the element of wind, but it's slowing down. It used to blow a little harder than you wanted it to. Your mind went to places maybe faster than you wanted it to in the past, and you're starting to heal that, okay? Your thought patterning, which is really good. I see again the quiet observation. This is your present position that we talked about when I did that video in the twilight for April, the full month. It's important to keep that quietness within you, okay? So that you can figure out, because what you're doing is you're starting to understand through that quiet observation, not only of yourself, but of your surroundings. Before you communicate, you're going to understand more about your own energetic self, about your own psyche, okay, and how those two things interplay into your world, because this blowing, this is in your ego. It has a lot to do with, obviously, childhood, okay? I always relate this card to Cancer, but there's something about, you know, they say that your personality is formed by the age of 5, so a lot of that is formed through what you see. It was just 444. What is around you, okay? What examples are being thrown towards you? And as I'm talking about this, like, there's a lot of energy in my body, okay? Like, it's trying to make a protective bubble but because you're a child and you didn't quite have all the know-how yet, you absorbed some of that. Okay, but you're starting, it's beautiful that you're learning about all these things, okay? And the best way to learn is to listen. Not only to what others say, the energy around you, listen with your heart, listen with your ears, listen with your mind, except your body particularly, because this is your undercurrent, and this obviously shows that there's a bigger decision to be made in the future, okay? That the way that you're going to be able to figure out this decision is through feeling, okay? Through how you feel. It can obviously have a little bit to do with how you think, but these swords are too big, and with your inner child being in the reverse, it goes back to 1, 2, 3 swords. It's making decisions from a place of empowerment versus of, I heard willingness and know-how, versus fear, okay? Which generally you're not, I don't consider you a fearful, it's hard to say even because you're not that. I don't feel like most Scorpios are afraid. You're okay with the nighttime. You're okay with the heavier things. With the Two of Swords also, it can represent that you have choices, okay, which is a good thing. That means that you're not in a position of being ultimately stuck. And you have 2 pages on the board, which is all about newness, okay? It's about the beginning of something, okay? And this is your future card, which is beautiful. It means wherever it is that you were, you will be going somewhere else, and you will decide what is the most appropriate for you. And this card particularly is very, I mean, obviously it represents a fiery element or person, but of course this person is you, and this person is creative and fun, and they're excited for life. They know that you actually already, I sense for most of you, you've already done like a meditation or like a ritual, certain rituals that you do that informed you to this journey that you're on and what the next few steps are. You may not know all the details yet, but you will be going, and I heard with vigor, which is good, you know? There's like energy in it, and again, excitement in the process. And it's all because you're learning, okay? Which is a wonderful thing. I also see that another big lesson that you're learning during this time is how to process hold on. It's about how you how you really view yourself, okay? Like making a decision about who you are. And although logic is important, intellect, etc., communication, it's the most important thing during this time is energy, okay? Is you feeling able, capable, magical, inspirational. I heard satisfied, okay? Because I sense that there could be people around you, or maybe, again, Scorpio having to filter or sift through or even just feel other people's poison. It shows your strength, okay? But sometimes our biggest strength can feel like a weakness if we forget how much we have learned, okay? How much we have experienced. Especially when we're beginning something new, you know, because I heard no more sweeping under the rug. Because there will be sort of tests to how you deal with others' energy. And maybe it goes back to that bubble I was talking about, the energetic sort of protection that I was feeling earlier, is where you can learn to have, my homegirl, Stasia, God, I love her, I need to write her. She was talking about how, I like the way that she put it. She's a Taurus, so everything's sort of sensual and beautiful, and I like that element of it, because it's a natural part of life, which goes back to the body, right? How we feel about it. But she said boundaries are sexy, and they really are, okay? Because just because you're okay with the dark side, just because you're, the nighttime, the unknown, all this kind of jazz, it doesn't mean that you have to feel that you deserve anything but love. That you deserve, you don't need to put yourself in any sort of position that makes you think that that makes you forget, rather, that you're not already moving forward. And that I see there's multiple people here too, so there's people that care for you deeply, I do see that because this is a retrospective card, and with Mercury in retrograde, it has a lot to do with sort of going back, considering, etc. It's this is, sometimes things come to the surface during retrograde so that we can clear it out. And I heard again, no more sweeping under the rug. Because people who want to just have fights with you for no reason, intellectually challenging you, or just not trying to make a position of a lose-lose, you already know that you don't need to waste any energy communicating with them. Communicating energetically, communicating verbally, etc. It's not, you obviously are no, it looks like this. I'm not talking to you. I'm not going to waste my time and energy because I know that where I'm standing is safe, because you are safe, you are loved, you are protected, Scorpio. And that's what this character represents, okay? That's what this character represents. They know that they're safe, they're loved, and they're protected, and that's why they're able to start these new projects, begin these new journeys, look to the future with excitement, asking questions, but not in a way where you're mentally cycling, what am I supposed to do, where am I supposed to go, and getting in a spiral. It's like I was telling Sagittarius, if you really can focus, and I heard the word meditation, even a few minutes a day, it really doesn't take that long, but just being grateful, being quiet, being, coming back into that place where you feel really connected, you'll never feel unsafe, unloved, unprotected, right? Because we are connected to everything. There's no... what do I want to say? When that energy is within, your chakras are aligned, right? That's why we talk about them now, and and what a blessing to be able to see that as something that's acceptable now. There was a time when, those of you who are old enough, there was a time, when George Harrison went to India to go practice that sort of style of music, and came back and was eating different kinds of foods and practicing yoga and things. They thought he was crazy, and it's beautiful that we're able, especially with you being all the things that are hidden and underground and mysterious and mystical, or at least that's how I see you, it's beautiful for those things to be accepted. And it makes sense that right now you have Jupiter in that first house, about you accepting that beauty of you, Because when we are centered like that, then the energy unfolds naturally, geometrically, infinitely, right? And while that's happening, sometimes when people expand, what happens is other people who are not expanding, they're just spiraling. I'm not saying that we aren't all expanding, but that it takes effort and time and acceptance to change, to Because even if you're a really good person and really open-hearted and you feel like you're doing the best things, there's always more to learn about who you are, about what life is, you know, just asking questions and getting to that place of excitement. And when I'm talking about that, like, there's this, I can feel this, like, bubble, because usually what we're afraid of, the ego, is back here. It's like what thinks that you have to protect yourself again, like that something's behind you is trying to hurt you, or like wherever you're going, there's something. It's like you are safe, you are loved, you are protected, Scorpio. Okay. Hold on. Did you hear that? The hawk has actually been speaking since I arrived back at this place where I live now from traveling. And I'm glad you liked, for those of you who watched the other videos, the outdoor one. Wow, that's a lot, Scorpio. Hold on. It all of this fell in the future. 6 cards. That's the Lovers, okay? That's about decisions, and this came out again. I feel like they should be grouped in 3s. Hold on. Okay, both the 3s just got rid of 2 of them. The 2 together was this. So whatever the decision that you are making is going to help you, again, figure out, like I was saying about people expanding or not expanding, whatever. When you learn new things, what happens is you gain a new vibration, okay? Sometimes what you used to coincide, I want to say vibratically. I like that word, it's made up, I think. But in a vibrational sense, whoever you used to connect to and vibe with, if you will, it doesn't feel like it used to, right? For whatever reason, there's little tests that you're going to have. So I heard be easy on yourself. Your masculine side, you already know, but your masculine side really does want you to know that whatever it is that you're working on now is going to bring you victory, okay? It's going to bring you success. Not all, it will take hard work, right, and dedication, but the more, your masculine side also wants you to know that, again, you are safe, you are loved, you are protected. This sword will do all of those things, okay? It's a sword of truth, of clarity. And how you'll gain more of that and to remove all the things that are not necessary is the more that you open up your heart, okay? The vulnerability. Because your feminine side, this is Cancer, which is very feminine, and I like that there's more water here, which is your element, is, you know, this is about the home, about the mother, this is about family, which also there's a mother here, so it's about, obviously your mother could play a role in this, it was just 1818, but it also is about, well, I heard any of you who are looking to move, this is very positive. Your feminine side wants to know also that you to know also that you are safe, you are loved, and you are protected, and that all the happiness that you have within your friend family, your soul family, your family, whatever, is and I heard, and the relationship that you're making with yourself is so important to, because this is 4, right? The 4th house, you're the 8th house. This is, I heard you're halfway there, okay? Keep wishing for what it is that you wish for, and keep aware of, you know, because technically that Chariot is the first major arcana to come out, okay? That's important. That's about wherever, hawk again, that's your bird, okay? Wherever it is that you're going, you cannot fall because you are a bird, okay? You can handle it. Now, it's a little bit longer than most yours, but we're going to choose from The Technique of the Disciple by Raymond Andrea. Scorpio. That's what you got. It's specifically talking of Beethoven. But this is, you received a record of struggles, a fraction of which would have exhausted and emptied any ordinary man. And that goes to show, like, yeah, you may have, like, a record of your struggles, you know? And to most people, they probably can't, I would say the majority of people, whatever you've been through independently, are things that others would see as, and I just felt that energy again, but all around my mind, like what it is that you understand, okay, by what you've seen, by what you've been a part of in your life, is, again, that struggle is a blessing, is beautiful, because you can do it and you continue to move forward, right? It didn't exhaust you, you know? It made you stronger. And that's what Jupiter wants you to do, is to fly free in who you are. Okay? Look at that. I think 9 things you'd like to accomplish, 9 things that make you feel whole, that make you feel safe, that make you feel creative, loved, whatever. 9 things would be really important for you to think about, okay? And then start taking the steps one by one to actually achieving them, okay? Love you.